Peace, peace, Queen Never Soul here to align those chakras. And today we're going to talk about the third eye chakra. This is one of the most commonly used chakra or chakra that has a lot of focus being, projected towards that because now we're in the phase where a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are getting more interested in spirituality, consciousness, and sidebar, consciousness is not your level of understanding, it's self-awareness. It's about how connected you are to yourself and your learning journey. So a lot of people tend to play around with these spiritual terms, but obviously everyone has their own definition, so try not to get too wrapped up in the terminologies and connecting yourself to it. Just learn how to be a little bit more free and open to what your specific journey is. Now, a little bit about the third eye chakra. On a physical level, indigo, which is the color of the third eye chakra as well, relates to the brain, forehead, the brow, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, eyes, nose. People usually have a spark in their eye when their third eye is very open. That's also a huge indication that this person is a little bit more easier to read than the average person, because that means you can tune into their DNA, their Akashic records, whatever auric field, anything to give you some sort of information about the person. Um, Usually, how they say the eyes are the window to the soul. So it's the easiest way to read someone is through the eyes, and usually when they have that little glitter, kind of know that they're an indigo child or just someone that's spiritually aware of themselves too. Some gifts are excellent vision, healthy thyroid gland, excellent metabolism, strong upper body, flexible neck, good oral health, just like the throat chakra. Some challenges are headaches, vision problems, sinus infections, nasal congestion, allergies, and night blindness. On a mental level, the third eye is about symbolic thinking. It's the level and use of symbol grows even stronger than the throat chakra. Indigo is a very powerful color and was used a lot in Egyptian times. Some gifts on a mental level is good memory, able to think symbolically, remembers dreams, able to visualize, imaginative, great mental strength and endurance. Some challenges are poor memory, inability to think abstractly and to use symbolic thinking, lack of imagination, stuck in one truth. There's only one and only one true way for them. It's a little harder to be open-minded, basically. Being insensitive, sociopath behavior, and poor decision making. On an emotional level, some gifts are intuitive, perceptive, sensitive, able to connect images and feelings, comfortable with psychic experiences, emotionally balanced and peaceful. Some challenges are hallucinations, delusions, nightmares, flashes of anxiety, provoking visions, denial, obsession, arrogance, aloofness, and superiority. On a spiritual level, some gifts are deep wisdom, deep seeing, mystical experiences, inner vision, seeing truth, inner and outer, clairvoyance, or any of the clear senses as well definitely plays a part in each other. Spiritual will, ability to transcend polarities, unity state of consciousness. Some challenges is unable to see deeper truths and connection, unable to be in the witness point of view, dualistic, invalidate psychic experiences, mystic visions or intuition, or being spaced out. Now, when it comes to this chakra, it's very crucial that you understand that once you're open psychically, you have to be careful and not to put fear into your heart, but you have to be careful because spiritual and psychic attacks will start happening. There's a lot more deeper things going on in this reality, in this existence, that there's a lot of spiritual wars still going on as we speak. And that's why we have a lot of light warriors, shadow warriors, and middle workers, and I'm so happy to learn more about this. For everyone, it's always a learning journey. There's always new information to gain and understand. and learning that light workers aren't the only ones that exist. And obviously we know shadow workers exist too, but no one's ever spoken about middle workers, and I've been learning more now that I'm a middle worker. I'm not a light worker. Because I do tend to dabble in the shadow as well. I don't only just work with the light. Um, I'm able to help people get through their issues a lot deeper than sometimes I actually am able to get them, more connected to the light. So I definitely feel like I'm a middle worker, and I feel more grounded and balanced knowing that. And for me, I'm able to utilize all my clear senses. So it makes a lot more sense for me to be a middle worker. Now when it comes to, the third eye, it's also how we connect to spirit, how we communicate, because intuition is also being held here. Communication also comes through the third eye as well. This is how we channel, this is how we connect to other beings, how we become more telepathic. Astral projection, all those type of things. This is where we connect to this level of reality. Now, just a little bit more, this is where our clarity comes from. This is where we bridge between heaven and earth, how we bridge together the different spectrums of reality. It's just really about learning how to unfold and connect to your being, connect to your higher self. A lot of these things actually have more to do with the crown chakra, but the third eye is the most commonly known chakra, and a lot of people want to open this chakra the most, but we need to also make sure that we open the lower chakras, we heal the lower chakras, and especially connecting to your heart, making sure that you have an open heart, because once you start using your third eye chakra and your heart space is not being worked on, a lot of what you pick up and experience, whether it's ETs, whether it's UFOs, whether it's the information you're learning about, will come across in a more fearful way because your heart is not open. It's going to be a lot harder to connect and communicate with spirits and understand what spirits are good or bad. And I don't want to say bad because I don't believe in things being bad, but just being that things are on a denser level or a more lower perspective, you won't be able to tell the difference too much, and it'll be harder for you to accept and communicate with things outside of your perspective because your heart will be closed off a little bit more. So again, all these things will come across to you as fear instead of knowledge and instead of acceptance, and it'll be harder for you to communicate and be open to the communication, and it'll also be hard to have visions because you'll be so closed off to what you're seeing, because we've gotten so accustomed to being asleep, and this is the beginning of waking up. So these things are a little bit harder to be okay with and to connect to. And I want you guys to understand that you have to open your heart space if you want to be open psychically, because again, psychic attacks are real. There's a lot of negative and dense entities that exist. It is also our duty to learn that we are always protected. And if you're gonna start opening your third eye, make sure that you believe in your protection. You learn how to keep yourself protected, and that's waking up every morning, putting white light, violet flames or violet light, golden flames or golden light around you to surround you and keep you protected throughout the day, because the more open you are, the more susceptible you are to going through all these different changes and experiencing more denser experiences. So you need to make sure you're strong-hearted as well, not just mentally. On a physical level, the headaches that people experience, for me, on my experience, I've learned that headaches are not real. Headaches are just messages from spirit or your higher self that you can't download, and it's because you're not being open enough to understand what's being given to you. So it can sometimes the energy change or shift or the DNA activations become tougher for you to decipher. As you're opening and expanding only your third eye, you need to also open and heal other chakras. You need to also understand and learn more about yourself as well, so that the headaches do not so that the messages do not transform into headaches. They open and come through as visions, and they come through as messages, and you understand what's being given to you. You're able to download what is being given to you. So definitely be very careful and be very open to new experiences. Have a good one.